We always say if I had the resources, I'd change my life. But what if you already do? This story will show you the real reason people fail, even when everything is in their hands. Everything you need is already in your hands. There was once a man walking alone through a vast desert. The heat was unbearable, the sun relentless. The dry wind blew sand into his face with every step he took. He looked around and muttered under his breath, "What a useless place. There's not a single sign of life here. No greenery, no water, nothing." As he dragged his feet forward through the scorching sand, frustration built up inside him like a storm. He looked up at the sky and shouted, "God, why don't you send water here? If there were just water, people could plant trees, grow life. This place could be beautiful." He stood still, eyes locked on the sky, waiting, as if expecting an answer from above. And then something unexpected happened. As he looked down, there was a well, a full, overflowing well of water right in front of him. He'd crossed that path many times before, but never had he seen that well. He blinked, unsure if it was real, but the water shimmered under the sunlight. He ran to it in disbelief. Then instead of being grateful, he looked back up and said, "Okay, water is great, but how do I get it out? There's no way to draw it." And just then, almost instantly, he noticed a rope and a bucket lying next to the well. Once again, he was stunned. He stood there silent, then muttered, "Fine, there's water, there's a rope and a bucket, but how am I supposed to carry it?" As if the universe was listening to every complaint, he suddenly felt a gentle nudge on his back. Yeah, startled, he turned around. A camel was standing behind him. Strong, calm, ready. And that's when panic set in. He started connecting the dots. Water, bucket, rope, camel. Suddenly the thought of actually doing the work, of transforming the desert, of becoming responsible for making it green, it overwhelmed him. He took a step back. And without even looking back at the sky this time, he started walking away faster and faster. But he had barely walked a few steps when a piece of paper flew with the wind and stuck to his chest. He peeled it off and read the words that would echo in his heart forever. "I gave you the water. I gave you the rope. I gave you the bucket. I even gave you the means to carry it. Now everything you need is already in your hands." He stood still, just for a moment, but then he turned away again. And that desert never turned green. The lesson: we spend so much of our lives blaming the government, blaming our parents, blaming our past, our circumstances, even God. We say, if only I had more support, if only someone would help me, if only things were different. But the truth is this: we already have everything we need, the tools, the strength, the wisdom, the power. It's easy to point fingers at the world. It's easy to stay in the role of the victim. But the moment life gives us all the tools, we are faced with an uncomfortable truth. If we still don't act, it's our fault. That's why the man walks away. And that's why so many people walk away from their dreams every day. Not because they didn't have what they needed, but because deep down, they were afraid of owning their power. Because once you realize the desert can become green, you have to become the one to plant the seeds. And that takes courage.